What's your personality type, otherwise known as temperament? Do you know which zodiac signs it corresponds to?
G'day, my name is Gerard Kingsley. Welcome back to my channel. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please remember to visit my website if you would like to book a consultation with me or if you would like to attend a workshop. Today is another episode of the Golden Nugget series. I present the Golden Nugget. So this is short pieces of little information that I would like to share with you that I found to be very interesting in my studies, and I hope you will find it very interesting. Today we will be dealing with the personality types which has a psychological background. So the four personality types that one gets is the phlegmatic, the choleric, the sanguine, and the melancholic. And one can link all these signs to the zodiac signs in astrology. So I will be giving you a little bit of a summary of what they call in medieval astrology the humor, which has to do with bodily fluids. Then we will be dealing with the organs. But the organs, remember, there is a specific graph that deals with the organs related to each of the signs. But here we will be referring to which organs will be dealing to the personality type, which may be slightly different. Then we will be dealing with the element related to the personality type, the temperament related to the personality type, the age, and the season. The first one we will be dealing with is sanguine. Sanguine rules the age of infancy and is related to the element of air, because sanguine are talkative people. It's also related to the season spring and the bodily organ, the liver. The humor that it is related to is blood. The qualities related to sanguine is moist and warm. The next one we will be dealing with is choleric. This is related to the age youth and related to the season summer. The qualities related to choleric is warm and dry. The element related to choleric is fire. The organ related to choleric is the gallbladder, and the humor that is related to choleric is yellow bile. The next personality type we will be dealing with is melancholy. It relates to the age of adulthood, the season of autumn. It relates to the qualities dry and cold, the element of earth, the bodily organ, the spleen, and the humor, black bile. The next personality type we will be looking at is phlegmatic. This is related to old age and winter season. It is a cold and moist personality type, and it's related to the element of water. It is related to the organ, the brain, and the lung. When we look at humor, it is phlegm. I would just like to mention, just from a personal point of view, that I think the personality type sanguine relates more to the lungs than phlegmatic. And the reason why I say that is, if you think about it, sanguine is an air sign, where phlegmatic is a water sign. And obviously, you don't use your lungs underwater because we're not fish, we don't breathe under the water. So I would say that the lungs belong more to sanguine, which is an air sign, and we need lungs to be able to speak and to sing and to do all the vocal things with.
Every short video is one step closer to knowing yourself holistically. Focus on enhancing your positive traits and work on doing the opposite of your negative traits.
The astrology signs that I link to each of these are, I would say definitely that all the air signs, which is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, are sanguine signs. The choleric is all the fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The melancholy sign is the earth signs, which is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And the phlegmatic signs are the water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I do, however, believe that some of the signs do carry some of the traits of the other personality types. For example, I would say that Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, obviously Aquarius and Libra, Leo maybe even a bit. So those are all the signs that I feel that they love they enjoy talking and they enjoy sharing information. I know Virgo is an earth sign, so therefore it can be seen as somewhat of an introverted sign. But remember, it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is a communication sign. So that's why I would include a Virgo into the sanguine personality type, because they're very good at sharing factual information and being, like I almost want to say bullet point factual statistical information, and they're really good at that. And then the choleric signs I would definitely say includes all the cardinal signs, which is Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, and Libra. And the reason why I say that is because the cardinal signs are choleric. They can be very bossy, they can be really great leaders, they do take control of situations, they can really lead from the front, and they are very action orientated. And that is why I would almost classify some of the astrology signs into the choleric, even though they're not necessarily fire related. When it comes to the melancholy, one has to remember that these are the signs that are very perfectionistic driven. The signs that I would include here is obviously Virgo, because I don't think there's any sign that wants to be more perfect than a Virgo. And then obviously the other earth signs, which is Taurus and Capricorn. And then I would classify some of the water signs as being melancholy as well. The reason why I say that is if you go look at the personality types of the melancholy, they can sometimes seem to suffer from things like depression and bipolar. It's actually quite serious. And not that all the signs do, and not that everybody who is a melancholy or who is a water sign or an earth sign suffers from these things. I just find that a lot of these signs can tend to be, especially the water signs, because they're so sensitive, the world seems to be quite a heavy burden for them. That's why I would say definitely the water signs would be under the melancholy. And that is why I think that one should understand that we need to have compassion for them and understand that they are so sensitive that the burdens of this world can be too overwhelming at times for them. So the next time you meet someone that are these signs, try and be, somewhat compassionate, but also be tactful in the way that you communicate to them, and keep in mind that they might be somewhat sensitive to whatever it is that you're conveying or saying to them. I would definitely put under the phlegmatic personality type the mutable signs, which are Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini. And the reason why I say that is because one has to remember that the phlegmatic personality type is someone who is quite mutable, which is adjustable, changeable. They can mutate to the situation and adapt to the situation. So they're not so strongly opinionated about doing everything their way specifically. They would almost do things to an extent to appease the other party. This is very difficult to make a clean cut box everybody and whatever. The reason why I say that is, for example, Geminis and Virgos both can be very opinionated and very strong in their opinion because they know they are very factual orientated because they're ruled by Mercury. So they do their research, they do their homework, they really do an extensive research when they do try and discuss a topic with someone. So they do a lot of effort and put a lot of effort into being accurate with whatever it is that they say. So in that sense, they might not be as mutable as, for example, Sagittarius or Pisces. One thing one has to also remember in regards to this personality types is that you cannot put everybody into this box of saying, oh, you are this, or you are that, or you are this. The reason why I say that is because remember, you are not just your sun sign. You are not just your moon sign. You are not just your rising sign. You also have many other planets that fall in any other sign, and some of them can even fall into one sign. And then that one sign becomes very predominant and it can even overrule in a way and come across as stronger than the sun sign, the rising sign, or the moon sign. I almost want to say that each of the planets has to come out and play, and they have to have their time in the sun, their time to project themselves onto the outside world. And that is one thing one has to remember. For example, I have a friend, she's a Libra, but she has 5 planets in Scorpio. So whenever she reads the Cosmopolitan and or any of these magazines that feature the zodiac sign, she does associate with some of the things that is mentioned for Libra, but she very strongly is drawn to Scorpio. If I can take my chart for example, like I have 4 planets in Capricorn, and then I have my Sun and my Mercury in another Saturn ruled sign. So whenever I read Capricorn, like I really do resonate with it. And that is something that I want to urge you to do is whenever you want to analyze someone or read someone's chart, remember to take the whole chart as in a culmination of an abundance of factors that do have an influence into the person's personality type.
Subscribe to my videos so that I can assist you on your journey of self discovery with the ultimate goal to help you realize your true potential and ultimately to achieve your life purpose.
Where I learned about the personality types is from the book called Personality Plus. And if you would like to know more about Personality Plus, the book, it is really a great book. It is one of the first books that I ever read. I'm not talking about like school books, I'm talking about like self development books. I think I was 16 when I first read it. And it really is an extremely accurate book, and it is really very informative and well put together. And I would say, do the homework. It is very interesting. Another thing that I want to say is if you would like to know more about the personality types and you don't want to go read an entire book, you are welcome to book a consultation with me and I can tell you a little bit more about the personality types in more like a discussion type of form instead of you having to go read an entire book by yourself. Just as a brief summary, the sanguine people are talkative, they're fun loving, they enjoy being in the spotlight, they're great conversationalists. The cholerics are very serious and can be very leader orientated, and the melancholy signs are very perfectionistic, but they can be very mellow, which is where melancholy comes from. So, meaning very cold and distant and sometimes a bit down. And then the phlegmatics are very, as I said, laid back and relaxed and chilled, and they go with the flow and, do the Mexican wave and whatever floats their boat in the moment, that is what it is. So that is just like a little brief summary for you of each of the personality types. It obviously goes into a lot more depth. And then I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and to ring the bell so that you get a notification of the next time I upload a video. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.